We have another video in a series of the tips and tricks on how to use free or simple online tools in developing your appraisal results. We hope that these will be useful. Please feel free to subscribe, send comments or messages, or if you have topics that you'd like to see addressed. Thank you. Hi, Craig Morley here. We're going to be looking at a simple tool that's free that can help you determine market condition trends in the areas in which you work. So I have pulled up here on the Clark County website a property that's sold, and you can see that it sold for $249,000 back in 2015, in October 2015. So if you were asked to appraise this property and you're trying to get an idea of what the likely price point is to be, you can go to the Federal Finance Housing Agency's HPI Calculator. It's FHFA Calculator, HPI Calculator. And when you go there, open up the site and you will determine which state the property is located in. So find your state, and then you can pick the metro area. Now we want to put in the purchase quarter. In this case, it was October, so that's the third quarter of 2015, or the fourth quarter of 2015. The current, and it runs about a quarter behind. Today we're in September of 2020, so the best I've got is the second quarter. Let's go back and look at the purchase price. It sold for $249. Pop that price in and tell it to calculate. And the nice thing is this will give you a trend line that you can then possibly use. Now, keep in mind this is always a secondary form of support. The reason why is that FHFA aggregates data from Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, HUD, the VA, and they put all that data in, and it provides a general trend in the metro areas throughout the United States. The problem is that not every property follows the same trend. So if I've got an entry-level house that has a exceptionally high demand, that property may go higher than the market trend. And if I have a high-end property where there's lots of inventory and not as much demand because you don't have as many qualified buyers, you might be on the low end of this. It may be below the trend line. But what this does is gives you a general idea. And if your property fits the general trend, you will probably find that it's pretty close in many cases. So if I were to go in and look at this, I can come in and I've preloaded some properties that have sold and that they're somewhat similar, and they seem to be falling right into that predicted range. I can now come in and copy this if I want to, and take my little clipper, identify it, copy that, go into I use a comment addendum, and so I go find my comments, I paste that in, I can size it where I want it, and use that as a secondary approach to demonstrate the general trend in that market area. Now, one of the things that you need to keep in mind is that this is not replacing what you might be doing in like a 1004 MC, where I'm coming in and trying to model property that is specific to a subject. So in this particular case, in the first half, in the first 6 months, average prices were $220. In the most recent quarter, they were $260, which suggests, and if you look at your data, you see that I had 25 sales and 2 listings. There's exceptionally high demand with not a lot of inventory. It's going to put upward pressure on housing prices. But this is a way for you to go in and provide some independent analysis that may be handy for you in supporting your market condition analysis. And best of all, it's free. So hopefully this is a tool that you can utilize as necessary in making determinations about changes in market conditions. And the nice thing is it goes throughout the entire metro area, throughout the entire United States. In fact, they've got a little tab here that will give you the top 10 metro areas as of the second quarter that can kind of help you determine uh, what markets are hot and which ones aren't. Best to all, and until next time, hopefully this is a tip that you can utilize.